Hey there everybody, and welcome back to another YouTube video. This is episode 3 on my design series, and this is entitled Design My Own Curriculum. And I'm actually designing my own curriculum to learn about design, but you can go through these steps to design your own curriculum on something that you want to learn to get a better job, or just know more in that particular area. Because the main problem in our society today is the price of higher education, which keeps going up in price. It never goes down, always goes up. Especially where we can actually get the information that we need to actually learn that particular subject. And I'm hoping that I'm hoping that we'll trend away towards the old way of doing education into a newer way of doing education, where the higher education facilities will have to redo how they're doing things. Let's say we do accounting. Now, learning accounting, I took accounting, business accounting, in high school, and it's not that difficult. All you gotta do is just, read some textbooks and go through that, and come up with ways of learning that, and coming up with ways to get real-world experience. And then maybe after we go through a particular course of study that we've designed, or maybe we could either get help designing it by a mentor or someone, we can go to a school and take a test. And depending upon how we do on that test is depending upon if we can actually go into that. And there's all sorts of courses where we could do that. Like doctors and nurses. Doctors and nurses can get books on anatomy and all this other stuff. And then when they actually need to get clinicals, well, they could get those clinicals in places of business that are already doing that. Internships at a hospital or a nursing home. So, and that's just an example of one thing. Because, at $600, that's an average price, at least in New Hampshire. It may be more. I don't think it's less anywhere else, per course. And, a lot of places say you need an associate's or a bachelor's or stuff like that. So it can get into thousands of dollars just to say that, just to tell a future employer that you can do this job, that you've been trained to do this job, that you took the courses, and, it's crazy. So you're already going into debt in a particular course of study where you don't know if you'll be able to get a job or how much money you'll be making in that job. Maybe you'll be making less than you thought in that job. So then you end up paying for that debt the rest of your life. if you live that long. Because there's, $600 for the course, and you got the books, and you got the tuition, and then you get the room and board. It all adds up. And there is an easier way to do things now. Thanks to the internet. And ways of getting information out. Now, in designing my own curriculum for design, need some water here. Very dry. Very dry today. It's actually quite nice out there. It's cool, and I gotta go out there a little bit later to do some groceries. Anyways, the first things that when you're designing your own curriculum, you gotta know what or like in for me, learning design or interior design. Need to know theory. Need to know how to visually communicate what my ideas are. And that gets into, drawings and all the different types of drawings. And practicing those drawings. And then you got the theory, the why you do things, and the history, a little bit of the history, some of the big names, some of the books and stuff like that, and that's just in design. There are, if you're designing your own curriculum around another topic, you will know how, you'll probably still have theory. You may not have visual communication, but maybe, there's another piece of the puzzle that you gotta know. And of course, research. And no matter what course of study that you're designing your own curriculum for, you've got to research it. And with the internet, blog posts, YouTube, all those many things, and even online or courses that advertise their courses online, you can actually see some of the courses that are in a program, and then you can just come up with a different way of learning those things. And these three things, the theory, the visual communications, and the research, through that whole thing, you ask questions. Why this? Okay, why are they doing this? And you go through and answer them. Because, let's face it, us humans can learn anything that we want to learn. The human mind can discover itself. And also, once you ask those questions, it's like, okay, now you got to figure out how to answer those questions. Well, where can you go to answer those questions? You can go to the internet and just do search queries on different search topics. You can go to textbooks.com, textbooks.com, and you can buy textbooks and go through particular textbooks. I'm going to get to that point in a moment on what I am trying to learn. What I am trying to learn. And you can also, get books and textbooks on Amazon.com. If you want to know the history of something, or if you want to know a particular a particular aspect of a topic, you can get a book on that. Like if you're in, web design, you can get a book on web design. Um, and database, you can get books on Excel and Access, Microsoft Excel and Access, and um, other types of books. Um, you can even get Dummies books. I have a Dummies book that I bought on organizing. I wanted to know, I needed to know how to organize myself. How to organize my apartment. Of course, that's a big thing with design. Because with design you come up with ordering. This is a small pocket one that I paid. How much did I pay for this? I don't have a price on this. It was free. No, of course it wasn't free. Yeah, I can't find a price on it. Anyways, but it's the mini edition. But there's Dummies books on anything and everything. There's also those Idiot's Guide books. Those are great too. I think I got one of those things on learning HTML. So they're great. So the books, the information's out there. You just got to figure out, you got to ask those questions and figure out, And once you figure out, you have an idea on what it takes to learn the particular topic, you make a list of books to read, assignments to do, and you can make up your own assignments. And you can even, and sometimes if you get a textbook, the assignments will be in the book, and you can just do the assignments in the book. And other things that you could do, and that's how you get your syllabus. And usually courses in college, they're about 12 weeks. So you can work your curriculum within 12-week time. Or if you're just focusing on one little aspect, then you figure out, okay, let me give myself a month to learn this. I'm going through this book. I'm going to read this book. That's how I learned about economics. I just bought an. Actually, I didn't buy it. I went to the library to get a economic textbook, and I went through that, and I did the. I took notes, and I did. I don't think I did little assignments, but I did take notes. And if I want to continue pursuing that, I can just go and come up with like little assignments to do, little writing pieces. And sometimes in a textbook, they will come up with these pieces for you. And so once you get the list and you get the list of goals, your syllabus, you just go through and work it. And as you're working it, you want to write about it. And you can either write essays about it, articles, or you can keep a journal of your journey. Keep a journal of your journey on learning it. And keeping a journal of your journey to learn what you're trying to learn on the curriculum design gives you something that you can look back on. If a new, something new comes up, and it's like, okay, I'm just going to go back and, so, those are the ways to design your own curriculum. And I mean, it's just so easy. It's just like getting information. Like going back to the textbooks, I got this textbook, Interior Design course, on Amazon.com. I can't remember how much it cost. And as you can tell, you see the little papers right here. when I go through this book, they have, and it's pretty good book. It's pretty good layout of the book, and they have objections on each. They call them units. On each unit, instead of chapters, they call them units, and they also have exercises that you can do. And you can probably even come up, like there's like one writing a resume and cover letter. I don't think they have a exercise for that, but you can do that. You can write up a resume and cover letter, and there's like you can easily learn how to write a resume and cover letter because there's all sorts of stuff on there on that. But they have like other things on how to come up with a design, how to how to shop for the stuff, how to write a design proposal, coming up with a design notebook and things like that. They talk about computer-aided design. So I know that, well, I will have to, at some point, know how to design on the computer. And, I mean, I have taken drafting courses before in the past, mechanical drafting. So I'm familiar with CAD, computer-aided drafting. And when I was doing some research on the internet, I found out that they do have some CAD programs for interior design and for architectural design. So, and there's also, that architectural design, interior, you can also branch out to exterior design, designing landscapes and things like that, and, especially if you have a really good green thumb or what have you. So it's all these little things that you can just keep going into, but you figure out, okay, what am I going to do first? What am I going to do second? What am I going to do third? And you just can't go through that process. And you learn what it takes to learn. And all you're doing, in my case, all I'm buying are just books. And I'm going through my time reading the books, answering questions, and learning by reading the books. Heck, the old-fashioned way. That'd be nice if I had like if a lot of these books actually came out on the Kindle or the Nook. It'd be really nice. Then I could actually carry these books around with me all the time. And then just keep a notebook to take notes. Take notes and keep a journal. So anyways, it's that easy to design your own curriculum. So I hope that this has helped you to, if you want to learn something and you don't have the money to go to a trade school or some type of higher education school, journalism school, whatever, make your own curriculum. And the only thing, like in my case, and I guess in most other cases, I have to figure out how to get real world experience, and I haven't thought of ideas on how I could get real world experience with interior design yet. I am kind of, I do want to, organize and design my apartment. So, probably get some real world experience there. And actually I was like making a sketch, and I realized that I need my scale, and a scale is just like a a special ruler that looks like a triangle, and it's got something on the three sides. Um, and depending upon what scale you use, you know, a 1-to-1 scale, what have you. So, anyways, that's the, um, you know, just like if I had my scale, you know, I would have finished my first sketch. So you know, it's just those things. You know, so if you want to learn something, go out and do it. You know, figure out how to do it. Um, you know, do some research. Start with some research, asking questions. Look at some books. Look at Dummies books. Check out a textbook. You know, those will be good starting points to start your journey on what you want to learn, and just go from there. And just you know, and also do research on how to, you know, how, you know, do some thinking maybe in your journal when you're recording the journey, how you could get real world experience doing what you're doing. And who knows, maybe you'll come up with a separate business doing that. So anyways, you know, it's that. You know. um so I had thought of another tagline, but I can't think of it right now, so I'm just going to stick to my old tagline, and that's stay creative in the magic of life. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And hey, create your own curriculum. Design. You know. Thank you. Have a good day.